Petra is an ancient and archaeological town in southern Jordan. Petra lies round Jabal al-Madba, in a basin surrounded by a way of means of mountains, which shape the Japanese flank of the Araba Valley that runs from the Dead Sea to the Gulf of Aqaba. The vicinity round Petra has been inhabited from as early as 7000 BC, and the Nabateans would possibly have settled in what could come to be the capital town in their country. As early because the 4th century BC. However, archaeological paintings has best located proof of Nabatean presence courting. Lower back to the 2nd 1st century BC, via way of means of which period Petra had come to be their capital. The Nabateans have been nomadic Arabs who invested in Petra's proximity to the exchange routes via way of means of organizing it as a main local buying and selling hub. The buying and selling enterprise won the Nabateans large sales, and Petra have become the point of interest in their wealth. The Nabateans have been familiar with dwelling inside the barren deserts, in contrast to their enemies, and have been capable of repel assaults via way of means of taking gain of the vicinity's mountainous terrain. They have been specially skillful in harvesting rainwater, agriculture, and stone carving. Petra flourished inside the 1st century AD, whilst its well-known Al-Khazna structure, believed to be the mausoleum of Nabatean king Aretas IV, became constructed, and its populace peaked at an envisioned 20,000 inhabitants. Although the Nabatean country have become a customer kingdom of the Roman Empire inside the 1st century BC, it became best in 106 AD that it misplaced its independence. Petra fell to the Romans, who annexed Nabatea, and renamed it as Arabia Patria. Petra's significance declined as sea exchange routes emerged, and after an earthquake in 363 destroyed many structures. In the Byzantine technology, numerous Christian church buildings have been built. However, the town persisted to decline, and via way of means of the early Islamic technology, it became deserted besides for a handful of nomads. It remained unknown to the sector till it became rediscovered in 1812 via way of means of Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. Access to the town is through a 1.2-kilometer long, 0.75 mi, gorge known as the Sick, which leads immediately to the Khazna. Famous for its rock-reduced structure and water conduit system, Petra is likewise known as the Rose City due to the shade of the stone from which its miles carved. It has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site given that 1985. UNESCO has defined Petra as one of the maximum treasured cultural houses of man's cultural heritage. In 2007, Khazna turned into voted one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Petra is an image of Jordan, in addition to Jordan's maximum visited vacationer attraction. Tourist numbers peaked at 918,000 in 2010, however there accompanied a brief droop at some stage in the political instability generated through the Arab Spring, which affected nations surrounding Jordan. Visitor numbers ultimately improved and reached a record-breaking 1.1 million vacationers in 2019, marking the primary time that the discern rose above the 1 million mark. Tourism inside the town turned into crippled through the COVID-19 pandemic as traveler numbers plummeted to zero given that March 2020. Importance in antiquity. Map of Petra. Pliny the Elder and different writers pick out Petra because the capital of the Nabatean kingdom and the center in their caravan trade. Enclosed with the aid of using towering rocks and watered with the aid of using a perennial stream, Petra now no longer best possessed the benefits of a fortress, however managed the primary business routes, which exceeded via it to Gaza inside the west, to Basra, and Damascus inside the north, to Aqaba, and Luscum at the Red Sea, and throughout the barren region to the Persian Gulf. Water manage. Excavations have tested that it become the capacity of the Nabateans to manipulate the water deliver that brought about the upward push of the wilderness town, developing in synthetic oasis. The region is visited with the aid of using flash floods, however archaeological proof indicates that the Nabateans managed those floods with the aid of using dams, cisterns and water conduits. These improvements saved water for extended durations of drought, and enabled the town to prosper from its sale. The Petra Pool and Garden Complex is a chain of systems inside the metropolis center. Originally stated to be a marketplace area, Excavations on the web page have allowed students to pick out it as an intricate Nabatean garden, which blanketed a huge swimming pool, an island pavilion, and an elaborate hydraulic system. The shape includes a huge 184 through 161 feet, 56 through 49 m, platform, with an enormous staircase alongside its Jap side. The huge platform enclosed a barely smaller one, crowned with a relatively small building, 28 through 28 feet, 8.5 through 8.5 m, which become dealing with east in the direction of the staircase. The shape, second in length simplest to the monastery. Complex, possibly had a ceremonial characteristic of which now no longer even. A speculative clarification has but been supplied through the researchers.